AK off-grid ice fishing 2016-2017. We're doing some burbot sets on the Tanana River through about 4 foot of ice.
So we're about to do some burbot fishing. Oh, he can talk all he wants. So I am in the warmth, space, and electric light of my local church. And we're going to go do some burbot sets. How I like to do it is you can do 15 hooks here per license this year. So we're going to do 2 hooks at the end on a stainless leader. And then I'm going to probably do 6 hooks after that on each set. And I like to have a really big weight in the middle of the set with some hooks after and before. And we're going to try and set it in slack water. I'm going to take still images as we go forward so you can see pieces of the process. And I use a really big 30-pound test line. Really, it's because that's what I grabbed when I was in the store. The fish do not fight very much or anything, but also it's easier if it gets frozen in the ice and you got to chisel out, not try to break it. And the bait we're going to be using is what we have, a fish called hooligan. I guess you'd call it smelt everywhere else.
For hooks along the set, it's simply a loop that's pulled through the eye of the hook. The point goes through the loop and then you pull it tight. Here you can see a set that's stored on a piece of styrofoam, and there's the loop being pulled through. And then you'll see here, you put the tip of the hook through it, and then you pretty much just pull it tight. And you'll see that over the next 2 images and what it looks like at the end. You don't really need a leader for burbot. They're pretty hungry this time of year, and they're going to bite. We've caught 2 on one set before, so that's the final hook. And I do those anywhere from 8 to 16 inches apart, as many as you want to deal with without having to worry about them getting all tangled up.
For the bait today, we're using hooligan. I think what outside people call it as smelt. They're caught dip netting in spawn. You can see that white area there's roe. They're delicious, so I'm actually going to eat all the fish and just use the heads as our bait.
Here you can see we're setting up a set to get ready to go out to the river for. I really like to do as much of it inside as I can, as it's really, really cold on the river. I hook through the gill plates or the eye sockets to keep it strong. The ice can be a dangerous place. These are crevices that formed with ice heave in between one night of us going out and the next day. It was a good hard packed trail, and then there was one to break an ankle for you. When we come into the river town here, it's a native village. There's a lot of cool fish wheels and subsistence stuff like that in summer. But we're just going out on the ice about 35 paces out to do our sets. That way we are not going to be in the channel, and we're going to be in slack water. Then we have to auger through. The ice is about 5 to 8 inches deeper than our auger tie-in, so it's a bit of work. And there's always good to have a good fishing partner around. And we mark our sets with these sticks. They also hold the line. We tie the line around the bottom of the stick, put it down the hole, because as your hole freezes over in between days of fishing, it's a lot easier to chisel around a stick than it is a fishing line. So you can see where it's tied there. I'm going to pull this set up and see what we got for the day. Skunked on this set. Good thing we have 2 in the water. So this is about an average size burbot. We catch about 1 of these every single day, checking our sets twice a day. On rare occasions we do catch them quite a bit bigger than this, and you'll see one in a few images later here. I usually cut off the head and pull out the guts with the head and check the stomach for other things that they've been eating, and often use the stomach contents for bait on another set. I'll take this moment to reiterate it's important to have good fishing partners, specifically family and dogs. As spring comes around, the dogs are actually a really good thing to have one loose dog at all times. Really important for dealing with bear threats. A loose dog is going to be a really good deterrent to any bear. And sad thing is, truthfully, the dog will engage with the bear before the bear will deal with you. So I'd rather lose a dog than a kid or a wife. Here's a still image of that bigger burbot we caught. Apologize, scale doesn't really show here. And after I gut the burbot, you can see here I pack the cavity with ice and snow. That way it can go home in the car instead of having to be outside the car. And AK off grid. Have a good one.